Okay, so here is my Cone '03 glaze. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's loaded up. There's a lot of tests in here. I'm going to try to be as fast as possible. I did a test of, this is Foundation's opaque glazes. This is just a reference plate. I put some slip there so I could see what it looked like off of the slip on just the terracotta and on the slip, because it actually did the total opposite of what I thought it would do. It kind of looks better just on the terracotta than it does on the slip part. So that's the opposite of what I was expecting. It's kind of good because then I can just use the opaques right on the terracotta. I think the red looks really good. I don't have very many of those, and I don't really want very many. Um, these are foundations. Let me just grab the bottle. So they have an opaque line. A lot of people probably don't know about these. And then there's a sheer line. This has sheer on it. I'll show you some more. And actually, these are shears. So they're both called foundation. So it's almost exactly like stroke and coat, but the reason these exist is because Mako says that stroke and coat is not good for large areas. So I guess that's why they came out with these. I know they probably use them in paint your own pottery studios, I think. It's probably the whole reason why they made them. But they're cheap to buy. So this is a 4 ounce and it's like $4.50. I get it from Clay King and it's free shipping. So and I think they do have pints and they're much less expensive compared to stoneware glazes anyway. So they have a whole line of them. There's tons of them. There's the shears, which are basically like celadons, like you'd expect. So that is what this is. And there's a speckled one. I think I had a pot in a previous video. There's tons of colors, and there's a matte black, which is on here. They're pretty good. They are pretty good, actually. So it's a pretty good test. So I'm just hoping to have some glazes to put directly on terracotta when I do Cone '03. That's what this is, by the way, Highwater Earthen Red at Cone '03. So that's a pretty good test. And then this is a Mayolica test. So I am using stroke and coats. The top of this is a copper Mayolica color that I made. You can see it has a lot of modeling. So the problem I had is it just has water in it. So it seemed to lift up the glaze, which didn't happen on the test. It never happens on the test. Um, there was actually pieces, they'll be in a future, they're like tiles and stuff. I had to wash all the glaze off because it peeled it all up and I couldn't get it to lay back down. I was afraid it would come out looking like that. See if you can kind of see it has like I don't mind it. I made this cup for myself. I want to test to see how coffee holds up in here and just in general. But it's really nice actually. I don't love the design that I did actually. You know, doing Mayolic is actually better for patterns, like overall patterns. I don't love putting black lines around stuff. It kind of gives it more of a cartoony, childish look to it. But I think if you do patterns, which is what I really wanted to do with this, but when that started peeling up, I decided I wasn't going to put a lot of time into this, and just in case it wasn't going to be usable. But you know, you would do like color blocking and patterns. There's tons of different ideas. So this is just using stroke and coat here, but this is the copper one that I made, and I do like the copper a lot. So I think if I put CMC gum into the copper instead of just water, because the stroke and coats did not make the glaze peel up at all. And you know, I have some small examples. This is a magnet, so that did not cause any peeling up. And the nice thing is that the white, the Mayolica white, is more of a satin. It's not like a really bright, shiny white. It has like a satin to it, and then it kind of makes the stroking coat go more satin. So I watered the stroking coat down a little bit, and you can kind of see a little bit of like weirdness, but it's kind of, it adds to it. It gives it a watercolor look. It actually came out really good. I like it a lot. Now this is on white clay. It's a white clay that I'm making. I have two of them in here. They're kind of more like fritwares because they have frit in them. I think they both do. So this is on a white clay that I made. It's actually quite durable. This is an Elon transfer. I use the foundation sheer on top of it to give it that look. You know, you could do that in stoneware, just use the Amico Celadons. The inside of it is actually, it's golden clear. It's a foundation. So it gave it more of a color. And it is crazing a little bit, but this is a ring dish, so I'm not gonna worry about it. And it has the matte black on the outside. I find that making clay, it mostly will craze. Even the stoneware clay did that. So this has, they're called elements in the Mako line for low fire, and this is also on the white. I believe it's called, oh, I can't remember the name of it right now. I can't remember. It's like Twin Peaks white. If you go on Glaze, I think that's what this one is, and then there's another one that's more of a sculpture. This is the sculpture clay. So it's kind of more buff. This has sea green, I think it's called, in elements, and then I put blue grotto on top of it. So it actually looks like stoneware, but it's okay. I mean, it's nothing great anyways. These little tiles, I put some nichrome wire in the back so it could be hung up. So there's that one, and I stilted them just because of the nichrome wire. I didn't want it to flatten out too much. And it was actually a lot of work to do that, but it held up really good. And this is the clay that I'm making, so, and this is a good use for something like that. You wouldn't want to make functional pieces. I mean, I have to trust that it's gonna work out, but it's also the clay that I made a little Mayolica tile. This is also the same type of tile, but in Mayolica as well. It's supposed to be like a fleur-de-lis, but it kind of got out of control. And a little magnet with a hummingbird on it. It's very easy to do this kind of stuff with the Mayolica idea because it's watercolor. I think that's jade stroking coat. And this is the rose. I think it's called Rosy Posy or something. And those kind of colors don't hold up real well. The pink, once you get to a certain temperature, those disappear on you pretty quickly. So then I have a bunch of beads. I won't go through all of them, but I did them kind of like a light color. This one I did with like flowers on it. I don't like that too much. And a lot of them kind of look like this, which I'm not gonna lie and say that I like it. I don't think I liked putting the black on it, and now I kind of wish I didn't. And of course it was a whole other step to do that, because I like the one without the black on it the best. In person it just looks like a watercolory bead. So the ones with the black are kind of not great. I have some more that I didn't get to, so I can make some more of these if I need them. But they're all kind of just taupe and black, which I kind of like. It's hard to find the camera. I don't know why I want to put it over here. It's not over there, it's over here. So there's that. Of course, beads are so hard to do. I mean, they're just really difficult. Just time consuming. It's not really worth doing, but okay. By the way, this it's like a perfect Cone 03. I finally got Cone 03 cones, self-supporting cones. There's another one down here. So it was a really good Cone 03. I held it for about 10 minutes, so it got soaked pretty well. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have been all the way down. This is a very full kiln. Cone 03 is like 1987, so it's probably like close to 2000. I think some of the Mako glazes, they don't want to go that high. I really don't think that elements like going that high, or they need to be super thin. You can't see on the camera maybe, but there's pinholing here. And this is on the white clay that I make. It's actually a really beautiful glaze in person. Kind of looks like a stoneware glaze. It has like 2 or 3 different ways that it breaks. It's sea green or sea mist green element. I'm gonna have to probably save up some of these things that are not going well at this temperature and do like an 06 and like refire these to 06. It's all pinholed. A lot of people probably wouldn't mind that. It drives me crazy, so I couldn't sell it like that because it's just ugly. You know how we are as making it. We think everything is a disaster, but it's a very pretty glaze, I have to say. I like it a lot, but I don't think I can use it at this temperature. I think most of the elements are like that. Mako will show you, just like they do with all of their low fire glazes, I believe, they'll show you what they look like all the way up to about cone 6. And they don't show pinholing, so it may just be it was too thick, I don't know. This is all definitely crazing, but I don't really mind if it crazes on these. That's Elon transfer again with the foundation shears. It's golden clear. I did all of them the same with the matte black on the outside. And that's like a saint with a bird. And another one. I put the transfers on at the Bisk stage this time. I don't usually do that, but it's kind of nice to have transfers or something in case you do have a bunch of pieces that need a little help. I knew better than to put the elements on everything because I have in the past had the problem of them having pinholing or even crawling. So this is really cool. This is Stroke and Coat Tuxedo Speckle, so it has white specks in it. I'm sure it works fine all the way up to cone 6 and maybe even 10. I think they show that. And this is directly on terracotta, so that's a keeper for me. I'm definitely going to keep doing that. I kind of wish it wasn't as shiny. That's one of the problems I have with Stroke and Coat is they just look so heavy duty. It has a little bit of a weird kind of like a pinholing, but not really, just like a pitting maybe, but it's not sharp or anything. And this is a thing for incense, so a little tiny shelf I've had for ages. I don't really know what temperature this shelf goes to because I think it's low fire. So I was really afraid this was gonna bend and break. I don't know. No idea what temperature they go to. I know the regular ones go to probably cone 10. So I think I made 4 of these and 4 of the other ones maybe. Oh no, I have a different glaze down here. I had some of the kiln shelf come off. So whatever was on the bottom here. So I guess that one's mine. I really have to buff these down. I need to get an electric sander to do them all. Because I've been having pieces of kiln shelf. Maybe it came from the one up higher, the one that I just put away, because this has a little piece of kiln shelf in it too. I do not like the way these came out. So this is the Stroke and Coat. It's like a white speckle. I don't like it. I was afraid I wasn't gonna like it. It's just dumb. And it has like a pinholing to it. I don't know if that's because of the terracotta off-gassing. It probably is. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep doing that. I'm sure the terracotta will off-gas unless I was to bisque fire to this temperature. And I tried that before. Not with this clay, but I did another clay. And I had all pinholing on everything. I bisque fired to 03 and glaze fired to 06 and everything pinholed. So I don't know what that is, but it's okay. I mean, it's fine. It's very hard to get Stroke and Coat to adhere to the clay. at the '06 Bisk. I don't know what it is about it. If that's that thing where they would rather have you use foundations to do a whole piece. It just does not want to stay on. At least this one didn't. I don't know. But they're all like that. The orange inside I think is 2 to tango. It's very dark and kind of ugly. I don't know. It's just not my taste, I guess. I tried something new. So this one is, see, it has that, if you can see on the back, all the, I guess it's from the off gassing. It's weird that the clear does not do this that I use. The clear that I make does not do this. It's only the commercial glazes that do it. Now this is a bots glaze. Looks great on the top. I mean, I guess I could sell it that way, but it would bother me. So I don't know if I should refire this to '06. I've never used a bots glaze before. So this is, let me get the jar. It is called Pyrite White. And I got this from Blick. I don't like ordering from Blick because they have all these things that they do. Free shipping, I think it's like $59 or some weird amount. You don't want to buy clay from Blick because they charge you like $50 charge for the handling of it. But they do have some nice stuff. So the only supplier of bots was Blick. So I actually got the stroking coat in a pint, I think, from them. But this stuff was a little bit harder to use than most commercial glazes. It smells. It has like an alcohol smell. It wasn't horrible, but I've never noticed that in any glaze before. So, but I am getting this like pinholing thing, kind of. It doesn't really bother me because it's on the back, because the front looks really good. And then I have also, this is what I want to do primarily. This is some slipware. So this has white slip down to here. So this was dipped into slip. Now the slip that I finally figured some stuff out here. In the last video, if you saw that, this is the raku clay body made into a slip, dipped. It seems to be totally fine on the edges. I did a wash of color concentrate by Colors for Earth, and it was the turquoise that they have. I think it's just called turquoise. I'm not sure right now. And then the carving was done first. So then I waxed the carving, and then I went over it with the wash, and all this was waxed out. And then this is foundation sheer orange on top of this. So it's like a multi-stage thing. So most of it was done in the greenware, but you know, this was waxed, and then once it was at Bisk, I put the orange on and then dipped the whole thing in clear. So this has clear over it. So that's, you know, I had already tested this. This works with clear over it. There's going to be more pieces like this coming up. And this is a soap bottle, by the way. So primarily this is the type of thing that I want to do with the terracotta, and not so much just using stroke and coat. But it's nice to have a few different options when you're glazing. So anyways, let's do the next shelf. Okay, so these are foundation shears again. I think it's clearly jade and a little incense holder. This came out really good, so I didn't have any problems with that. And that's the white clay, which is actually a sculptural clay. I think it's called John Taylor White. Super easy to make. And it's pretty strong. I've kind of tested it. So those came out good. And these are little tea light holders. That was a ton of work. All that was added on. It was like, it's just one of those things you do when you feel like sitting, doing something different other than throwing pots or whatever. So a lot of, every single piece was added on. That's just an example of the, I don't have any made up. I make my candles, so that's what that will be. And let's go down into here. Had a little bit of a glaze problem with that one. I don't know if it's that big of a deal. That's that pyrite white again. So that did not do the weird thing on the back. I'm wondering if it just is too much glaze. I'm finding that the low fire glazes seem to do better when they're thin and not thick. I mean, they tell you to put like 2 to 3 coats on this stuff. And I just find that it doesn't work. So I have some tiles, and this was done the same way. This is a redware tile. And these I did with a little hang-up thing there. So same idea as the soap bottle. The background, I did the waxing, carved it, waxed it, then did a wash. This was waxed. So these have... The difference is these do not have the foundation shears. This was all done in like underglaze, but it's I believe it's the color concentrates that I use, which are like a more of a clear. I think I prefer using the foundation shears on them. I think it just looks a little nicer. So that was all done like with underglaze, and this is a little decorative tile thing that can be hung up. It's a nice look. I like the way this one turned out. Little hummingbird one. It is a fairly glossy glaze, though. It does kind of interfere with it a little bit. There's not much you can do about that kind of stuff. Another koi fish. And a mushroom one. So I like that. I like the way that came out. And let's see. Another mushroom one. This has a little bit of a sharp edge to it to grind that down. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and take out the other shelves. We've already done those, so I will be right back. Okay, now we are getting somewhere. So this is why doing this firing was so important, because I wanted to hone in on what I liked the most. This. There we go. Now this color, I don't know if it's coming up on the camera, the same as what I can see. And this is a spoon rest. So this I dipped, and I think I sort of put some slip so it didn't look too messy. Carved it, didn't do anything else to it until the firing, and this was with foundation shears, which is clearly jade orange and I believe light turquoise. Fairly easy to do. I think I might have done light turquoise over this, but not this, to make it a little bit faster. And then it was dipped in my clear, which is Pete Pinnell clear. That's good, and I like how it's white on the side. That's the type of look that I've been trying to get. And here's another one. Same thing. Hummingbird with a vine around it. So that color, I think, is royal purple in foundation sheer. There's a tester coming up, so I have a something to reference. I don't like it because it's blue, but a lot of the purple low fire glazes seem to be blue. I don't know when they're supposed to be purple. I don't know what that is. So this was actually way easier to do than I ever would have expected. I really thought that was going to be like a nightmare to make this. This was as a silhouette. I did it on paper, and it was printed out. So it was paper, and I did a pencil on the back of the paper, and then just transferred it just as a line around the edge, and then put underglaze and painted it into the lines. So you can basically do anything that way. It's kind of easier than other methods that I've seen. And you can see a little bit of speckling from the raku clay, which I like. You probably won't on the camera, but it's rustic. And then I also put the underglaze on the side. And probably in the future, I would use black slip, which I'm going to have hopefully in the next firing. But these are really nice. I like those a lot. I think I like it a lot better really than the Mayolica. So this is a refire piece. It's going to be, the bottom is down the very bottom. So this is that pyrite white. Now this did not do the pitting on the back that the other ones did. That one came out great. And it may just be a thickness thing. I don't like glaze that you have to think about it that much. I would just not do it if that's how it was gonna be. I like stuff that comes out. I don't have time for trying to be perfect about it. Okay, so this is a tester. So this is all the foundation clears that I have anyway. Some of them I blended just to see what I would get. This is just with clear on top of it because I have one that has the amber glaze. So that gives you an idea of the color spectrum that they have. There's more than this. I think they have a lot more light colors and dark colors. This is plenty though. I don't really plan on using too many different colors. I think the yellow is a little bit, I don't like that artificial yellow, which I did use on a piece down here. And I don't love the way that looks. Let me just grab it. Let's see. So the yellow, it's just a little bit much, but it kind of looks good if you like vibrant like that. I guess I tend to like the more natural tones. But again, this is the same method where this was dipped into slip, and then it's all foundation shears. It's all of these, and then just with clear on top of it. So that's a really good way to get color and get that really soft look. That's what I've been trying to do. But you do have to, if you want to do this type of thing, you kind of have to paint it in, and it does look a bit brush stroke, but it kind of looks good because it's watercolor. I don't know that I really like that full painted look. Maybe just leaving the sky white would have been the better way to go. So I did another one of these, and this is a really ugly one. They have an example with this color combination. This is teal next time with the speckled, I think it's called cottontail white. And of course theirs looks good, but I don't like it. This is, stroking coats are not my thing, but this color I do like. I do like this, the black speckle. It's kind of like a night sky look. So that's pretty good anyway. Another pyrite white. I didn't know I had so many of these in here. But that one came out perfect. So this looks like my speckled white stoneware. That's the reason why I did this, because I wanted to see if I could get that look. And I did a little smudge bowl. It's just kind of washy looking. This was all waxed out, and then I put a black, I think it was purple and black underglaze on top of it. It's a little bit too washed out. I don't like the look of it too much. It's okay. And then one little dish with this was actually not Earthen Red. This was that other clay that I had from, what is it called? Sheffield clay. And that's done the same way with the slip on it. Okay, so next level has a lot of stuff. Okay, so I pulled out the testers already because they were all down in there. And there's a lot of them. I don't know what the colors are because I just have the numbers. I believe this is like Saharan dust or something. And that's an element. That's actually really, really nice. But I find that you do a tester, it looks perfect. Then you do a dish, and then it's all pinholed. So I don't know. But that is way nicer than what I was expecting. That's kind of my color. I like that sort of ochre yellow type of a look. I don't know what that one is. It's not great anyway. It's an element of some kind. I believe this is Blue Grotto. I'm not sure. So that actually looks really good. It's got a little bit of like a pinhole-y thing starting, but it looks like a stoneware. And that's kind of what the element glazes are. Now this is Deep Sea by Spectrum. I've had this for ages and ages. I got it a long time ago because I did a little bit of low fire for just a, it was with some slip casting. And I got Deep Sea for that. Now they, Spectrum and I believe Amico too, a lot of their low fire they say don't go past 04. So this held up pretty good. It did get much more streaky and has like a visual texture because it has like a speckling to it, which I believe is not supposed to streak. So, but that looked good. This might be, oh no, this is, yeah, I have tested this before. It's one of the jungle gems or whatever, which I hate those, but I have that anyway. I don't know. Oh, this is crackle, white crackle. So the crackles will show up like a few days later, and you have to put like 3 coats of this on, otherwise it's not enough. So it's a white crackle. And I don't know what this is, so can't help you there. Would have to look at them. That's a nice color though. It's okay. And that's the pyrite white. And it came out perfect on the bottom shelf. I don't know what that's about. And the last one probably is the sea green. I wanted to see what these look like on vertical. That's why I did it, because you know how glazes that run, you have to test them on vertical. So the last time I had used some, sorry, my voice is going in here. I used green underglaze underneath the amber. So this is the amber glaze. All it is the clear with iron added to it, black iron. So it has actually a little bit of that pitting too, which I haven't had a problem with that up until now. The problem is last time I completely lost the underglaze. So the whole point of this was to do a tester so that I had a reference to see what would hold up. So we have the brown right there. So that's probably what I used before, which I believe that might be, that's probably a Mako UG. Is that what they do, underglaze? I don't remember what the numbers, that's a velvet. So not a lot of choices there because we have brown, the 3 brown ones. So at least I know now what not to do. So I will definitely have to look into that more and reference and see what these are, because I just had the numbers. And then I did the foundation shears underneath amber so that I would have a reference for that. And they all pretty much look good. I'm actually surprised how well those hold up. Yeah, there is a pink one too that I have, which I probably will hardly ever use. The colors look really good under the amber glaze. So that's a plus. I fully expected that to be completely washed out because the iron really seems to affect it. Now this I use a lot more purple than the other one. It's not great. I don't know, it has like a childish look to it. I don't think I like that method of just waxing. So this is the pyrite white candle holder. Now you can see there, the sharps in there. That's nichrome wire. I got this idea from Lisa Orr. She has some videos on YouTube I highly recommend if you're doing low fire of any type. Even though she makes her clay and it's white clay, you should definitely still watch her videos anyway. She does this in her low fire. I think she probably fires higher in the Bisk than what I'm doing. This holds up really well. So this is an idea because it is so hard to get. I've never wanted to make candle holders for taper candles because it's very difficult for people to get them to stand up. And I know this is a little bit shallow, but the idea being it's just going to stick in there. It's not going to go anywhere. And this is not going to break. I would have to put a cork on this when I sell it to someone so that it says sharp underneath. But that's the way to do that, because here's another one. Let's see if I can get it. This is an olive one using color concentrates. Same idea, and this was dipped so that I would get also color there. Love that actually. This is really good. This is the look that I want. I want this white and redware look. I like that a lot. I had to carve a little bit out because I left a little too much clay when I trimmed it initially, and then I was like, it's a little too chunky, so I did it. I'm having a hard time with terracotta in that I know it's not supposed to be too thin, and I like it a little bit chunky, but there's like a happy medium there. Same thing with stoneware, but you know, you don't want like real refined edges on terracotta. I do see people doing it, so maybe I'm just being a little too overly dramatic about it. But I really love this is color concentrates on here. That I love because this color, which is leaf green, always comes out so rustic looking. So what do we have? Two more. There's another cone, which is the same look. Still looks good. So this I reglazed. This is AP Red by New Mexico clay. Now this was originally supposed to be a salt jar, and I have it set up where you put the spoon in on the side. I don't know if I like it, but it came out good. And this is, I believe it's called Antique White. It's a foundation white, and it's very, very nice. One of the nice things, and it's over my Mayolica white because it came out really weird, but this came out super nice. What I'm going to say about this is using the foundation glazes is great for reglazing because it has this weird, like gluey consistency, and it goes right on the glazing. You don't have to heat it up or anything. So I don't know what kind of weird, crazy chemistry they're doing, but you can reglaze without having to do anything. Let's see if I can just grab this. So I did like a sgraffito koi, and the colors are really rough. I don't like this color combination. The orange is way more orange than I was expecting, but it looks like a koi fish. That's the clay that I made, so it's okay. I don't know. It's not what I was hoping for anyway. All right, so that is basically it. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know. Trying to do videos mostly on low fire so that there's information out there, because there is no information out there. A lot of European potters do this. A lot of British potters still do this. Not much of this in the United States. So this is, I feel like I'm out on a limb doing this. But also there's a new book that came out by Ben Carter, who does Red Clay Rambler podcast. And I have the book. I ended up getting it early. It just came out. So if you look up on Amazon, Ben Carter, I think it's called Low Fire Glazes. I'm going to go over the book in another video, but you have to have the book basically if you're going to do this. Now, I'm not saying that you need to know the glaze recipes. There's a lot of information in it though. All right, so I will talk to you next time and hopefully have better results next time. Thank you for watching. And watch this at the end, by the way.